Hi guys, I'm ExactChaos and welcome to Workers and Resources Soviet Republic. The game recently had a pretty substantial update that's brought in a lot of stuff, and the least of which is all the modding. So there's tons of stuff that I've added to the game in terms of mods, and we'll get to that. That's really cool. But some of the cool stuff that's been added just in general is there's now ships. Apparently, not sure if they're fully working just yet, but they're there. And there's cableways, so those ridiculously difficult roads that you used to have to build up into the mountainside is a thing of the past because you can use cableways. So we will get into that. So I'm very keen to play a little bit now with the new update. This is a custom map, so that's another awesome thing that is available now. Custom maps, and this is. The map is called Lubinsk, and I will put a link in the description below. And this is just awesome. It's really awesome. Look at the mini-map over here. So we've got a nice big flat land area in the middle. We've got tons of population here already. Wow. Tons and tons, so we won't necessarily need to kind of keep hiring people. All we need to do is get a network, a public transport network in place, and that will help us quite substantially. There's a fair bit of resources available, so coal on the edges of the mountains, iron on the edges and into the mountains, and then oil towards the coast, and also in the there's a few spots right in the middle of the map, so that's pretty cool. Since this game, okay, the way I'm going to play this game is I've got a fair bit of money, so I've got the money on easy, but all the other kind of stuff is kind of normal to hard. But the money is on easy, so because we need to set something up pretty much straight away to get things to work. Since we've got the population, that'll help out quite substantially. So let's have a quick look. If we go to the edge of the map, this is kind of where I thought my main trade partner would be this Soviet side over here, so we can make sure to keep the rubles coming in. So I thought I would start an expanding city kind of somewhere over here where we've got the bridge to this side. I believe there's a small town over here, not a ton of people out here though, but we probably can move some of them over this way. And I will definitely focus on getting an export product up and running pretty soon. Maybe we'll start by just getting ore out there. If we can get a fair bit of ore out there, we might be able to kind of sort out enough money. Then else we will get off to more refined pieces. One of the key things for me in this game is to make sure that we get the construction industry up and running as soon as possible, because that ends up being a lot of money just in general. And I believe we'll then try and connect up to this city over here. So we'll do some kind of rail connection that runs along the coast over here to something that is a little closer to the to this border over here. The reason we're going closer to the border is because the traveling distance for goods that we are purchasing from the Soviets is a big deal. Okay, so first things first, let me... Oh, and one thing that I just want to tell you while we're going to play... as we play this game, there will be times where it takes a fair bit of time for things to happen. So what I'll do is I'll try and just kind of fast forward through those things so you don't have to tediously wait for everything to be built. So we will kind of do something like that. We're going to start off with some gravel roads. And we're going to run a gravel road straight from here. I'm going to switch off the auto build so we plan it out first. So first things first, we'll just kind of start it out there. I would have liked it to get a little bit of a twist in there. So we'll kind of run it straight down here somewhere. And this first road is probably going to be just about what we're going to let build by itself. Let's just want to see. I think I should go ahead and connect it up to the main spot over here. Let's do that. Let's start this one from over here. This is just kind of the basic the basic mud track. So we'll do a little bit of that. We'll try and kind of meet a little bit in the middle. I don't like the way it does that. It's supposed to do a much nicer kind of curve, but anyway, that is where I'm going to leave it. I'm going to close the minimap over there. I think that's a good start for us, and we'll start by planning out a few things over here. I want to kind of do it over here. So let's quickly see. If I grab myself, let's start with maybe something like coal. How far are we from coal over here? Ooh. We are pretty far from coal. Right? Is that... Can I just open this minimap again so I'll kind of see where I'm at? Coal should be somewhere up here. There's a little spot there. Ah, here we go. This is a big, awesome coal area. So maybe our town is going to come in here so we can get access to some awesome coal reserves up here. Some awesome iron reserves over here. And obviously tons of trees. Okay, so that is it. This is going to be the main road. What I'll do is I will grab us. Let's switch on the wireframe for a second. Okay, it comes up pretty steep pretty quickly. This side obviously is pretty good. This side, let's have a quick look. Anything of usefulness over here? Not at all. Not at all. Up here maybe? Any use? Maybe this coal? Okay, we can get coal pretty close there, but really what we should be doing is terracing it up over here and getting the big stuff done up on there. Okay, so that's kind of a good thing. Gravel, let's have a quick look about gravel. So if we look at a gravel quarry, we kind of need these things. So there's a little bit over there. Can we potentially use anything over here for gravel? It's very difficult to spot where these resources, where you can actually grab these resources. That's water there. There's not going to be any gravel on those edges there. Okay, so anyway, I think this area, potentially on this side, and then grow into this direction, could be a pretty decent spot for all of that. And we'll see how we do that. We can obviously grab tons of wood right over here and maybe start exporting something like boards pretty easily and quickly in the start of the game. I'm also going to relocate people from other stuff to these new facilities that we're going to build over here. Okay, let's go back and grab ourselves a little bit of road. I'm going to just start with the gravel roads because the others are a little bit bad. Okay, so let's see. So we'll start off with a little bit of a... Why does it look like that though? That is, ooh, and now I can't, can I just do that? Yeah, I can just do that. Okay, let's just do that. Just want to have a look. Okay, so there was something weird and funny about that. So we're going to start off with a nice big crossroad over here. At the same time, I'm going to plan out our rail. The reason for that is we just need to plan it out from day one. Otherwise, it... becomes a problem. Okay, what I'm going to do is, before we do that, I'm going to go back to this and I'm just going to go ahead and purchase our roads here. So I'll purchase the roads. We will let them build it. Oh, here it comes. Okay, so I'll just get this first main road and the starting point of our town over here to be constructed. Okay, so let's pause. That cost us about 88,000, which is not too much. Okay, I'm going to plan out the rail. I may not build the rail straight away. And we're going to go wood-based or concrete-based. Wood-based is only 70 Ks, but it's not too bad though. It'll be easier and less costly to build. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to start it out wood-based. Electrified, concrete-based rail and wood-based rail. So they'll just be gravel and boards instead of prefab panels, and maybe that's just going to be the starting point. We'll grab that as the starting point. So, for us to start off this planning, I'm going to go to the mods. Okay, and this is where it's so cool. I just love the fact that modding has done great things over here. So now we're actually going to be able to have. Why is that not working? Okay, there it does. Okay, so now, oh, and I kind of forget that that's just bus station stuff. Okay, let's not do that. Let's zoom in a little bit. I'm gonna try and get a nice spot over here. I won't play with the wireframe on though, so don't worry too much about that. I think the idea is I want to push it back a little bit from the main road. If you have the railway lines constantly connected to the main road, it is a challenge. So what I'll do is, and I will, let's not auto build it. Let's squeeze it in here, kind of the center of town on the flat side of things. Okay, so there we go. That's going to be our railway station, main railway station in town. I think that should be smooth enough for it to run through, and we'll see how we do the rest of it. What I will do, however, is I'll grab our pretty straight rail sections. It's just going to run up and down through there. What we would do is we would try and connect this in. Okay, let's start it off a little straight. Okay, something like that, and then what we'll do is we will tie that in somewhere like that. Okay, so that's kind of the idea. Similarly, we will run this one up here. It doesn't seem to be any big problem to do that. So we will do, I don't want that massive loop there. We're going to run a little bit of straight section through here. It's very difficult to do something straight on this game, but we will get it there. Okay, so that's kind of the planning section for our main central railway line. What I wanted to check is whether this station, and I'll go back to the mod and have a look, whether this station, it can take 3,000 passengers, which is awesome. I love it. That's great. Drive-through station, bus station, road and rail station. So this was something with kind of a bus stop next to it. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and grab us the standard kind of big bus stop. So we'll actually do a bus stop at the same place. Not rail, road over here, and under the road section we've got the big bus platform. So I'm pretty keen on maybe doing a little something like that for the big bus platform right there. I believe that should be okay. So if we just do a little something like this, we can also run buses from here. We'll grab this and we'll link it up, kind of something like that, and we'll grab this and we'll link it up in there. So that's kind of going to be the thing. Then we'll start to slowly do a little bit more. Let's give it a little bit more space. That's the other thing that I kind of fairly quickly realized about this game, is you need to give everything a fair bit of space. Otherwise you end up having all kinds of problems. So we'll have a road that runs straight through here right next to the station, so that we can at least get things connected on the other side. We will try and run a road that links up over there. So that's kind of the starting point of things. Transport infrastructure is obviously very important over here. Now let's go and have a look at what we need to add. Of course we need a ton of housing, but also social facilities. Equipment for citizens is what they call it. I'm pretty keen that we start off with a shopping center, though we could also do it a slightly larger, a slightly smaller shopping center. No, I think I'm going to go grab the big one, because this is really going to be our kind of our main town. So I'm going to connect it right over there. Okay, so it is quite close for anybody that wants to walk between these facilities. So now we'll do a little something like this. Yeah, I think that spot right there is going to be appropriate for us. Auto purchase goods is what is happening there. Okay, then we will quickly grab what else. Oh, what I wanted to do first though is I wanted to actually put up a little bit of a network of pathways. Okay, so what I'll do is I wanted to run. Okay, let's not do that. Let's get it a little bit closer over here. Yes, I wanted to run a little something over there. It can't actually tie in. We'll tie it in over there, and what we'll do is we will connect it on up to the road over there. This side we will tie it back. Well, we'll leave it as is. What we'll try and do is we will make sure we connect absolutely everything we can, so that we want to maximize obviously our walking, minimize our walking distances to maximize our connectivity to the station. So again, I'm going to run a very similar thing on this side. Okay, so that we can continue to tie up, and that doesn't work. And this is why I think planning in this game is really vitally important. Okay, so we'll pull it back a little bit and we'll do that again. We need to give it a little bit more room so that these guys can go and tie into that. So let's do a bit of that. Really? Okay, there we go. Tie in all of those. So brilliant stuff. So we'll do that. Let's see. Can we? Excellent. Excellent. This is exactly what I wanted to do. Okay, now, so all of that is now all tied together. So this walking network here should be pretty good. I don't know why that's not connected, but one of them, interesting. Okay, so with that in mind, let's go back, have a look at the other citizen facilities that we need. We've got the store. We potentially need a pub. So I'm kind of tempted to do that. Ooh, where exactly? Cinema, some sporting facilities. Hang on. Oh, I almost built a grocery store. We need a pub. Okay, so the pub is okay. We'll just kind of put it where? Maybe somewhere over here. Alternatively, we can try and put it a little bit over here instead. Maybe that's better. Okay, so we'll do a little bit of that. I think for the pub, that's okay. We'll auto purchase everything as we go. The first settlement, I think, is just going to be kind of built outright, and then we'll move it from there. Oh, important! We need a fire station. So the fire station is something of vital importance, and I think the fire station can actually quite easily slot in there next to the bus station. Nice, I like it. So we'll do that. We also have smaller fire stations, and maybe that's the right thing for us to do instead. Let's go and have a look at the mods quickly. We'll do a construction office, and we need a kindergarten, and I'll do one of these kindergartens that's a little bigger to maintain. We need to put power infrastructure in here as well, so it's something that I need to have a look at. We'll do a smaller fire station because we're not going to need a big fire station from day one. So what I'll do is I'll just move it around a little bit over here. So we'll kind of do an extra road that runs through there. So let's grab the road. I'm going to try and grid it out a little bit. Yeah, let's just go straight up to there. So we'll have, these spots will be nice and walkable, I believe. So we'll have some residential buildings up on there. Let's get our fire station back. Fire station, and I thought, yeah, that spot right here, set back just a tad. Right there should be awesome. So we don't need to put things right on top of each other. We can space it out a little bit. When it comes to the residential stuff, we'll probably need to put it right next to one another. We need a gas station. We're not going to do the rural one though. We're going to grab a gas station, the standard gas station types. Probably good to slot it in somewhere over here, where it's kind of just off the main road, so fairly simple and easy for everybody to connect to. So I'll do, that's the gas station. Okay, kindergarten. Let's grab a kindergarten. That's going to be important. We'll probably, okay, you know what I'm going to do? Let's plan out this road network here on this side as well. So I'll extend this out a little bit this way. What we'll do is we'll extend a road somewhere over there. And what I was wondering is whether we should try and squeeze in a little something over here as well. Yeah, maybe that's not too bad if we do a little something like that. Alternatively, forget about the road, and what we'll do is we'll do other things. So let's get the kindergarten. We'll do walkways for the people. Power to the people, comrades. Okay, so there's schools. I've got a little school here, but I've got an idea that here I'm going to want to use bigger facilities. So let's get a nice big kindergarten. Yeah, something like this should be pretty well. We should be able to connect that pretty well. So that's kindergarten over there. And then we need a school. So the school facility, let's just have a quick look. If I go and have a look at the school, that does 5 workers. So that's a small school. I don't want a small school. I want to do a big school. So if we go equipment for citizens. Oh, no, it's under education, right? Let's go for education. School, 10 workers, that kind of thing. So the school is actually smaller than the kindergarten in this instance. And what I'm tempted to do is actually just move it in kind of somewhere like that, and we'll get a little gravel road or something to get to it. But I think that actually, let's turn it around this way. Get it a little closer there to the network. Okay, probably more in this kind of line. Good stuff, right there next to the rail. Good spot. Let's grab a little bit of gravel road to see if we can connect it. Actually, a little bit of a road that connects it out all the way over there might not be a bad idea, because we can use that for other bits and pieces as well. Okay, I think these are the primary facilities that we need. We are going to need some... We're going to need a hospital, a cinema, all these kind of things. We'll get to that later, though. I'm not going to get money on that straight away. Oh, what I have is I actually have a mod for a hospital, which is a small clinic, which is probably the right thing for us to squeeze in here straight away. And that could fit in there quite comfortably. Something like that will be awesome. I'm going to do that. That's going to be cool. Okay, now let's grab, I just wanted to extend our little pedestrian paths a little bit. So if I can run that, straight through there. Nice. So if we can do something like this, all of this will be awesome. Okay, look at that, look at that. Okay, so we're going to keep doing that as we go. We're going to want to connect all of these things up, make sure that we have this thing running around corners and things like that to the main road every now and again, and things connect onto it as we go, and so forth and so forth. Okay, perfect, something like that, for instance. Okay, now let's quickly get to the and we've already almost gone to the end of this episode, but anyway, we'll quickly actually I'll make these episodes slightly longer. Okay, I want to make sure that we do the absolute maximum in terms of workers. I didn't do, there's a ton of kind of tenement buildings that's available on the workshop, but I didn't want to get run too overboard with some of these things. So what I'll do is we will start off here right next to the rail. Maybe not quite, so we'll do a little something like that. But we'll do a mix and match of these facilities so that they're kind of, so it doesn't look too weird and similar all the time. So something like that, maybe even something like this, a little narrower. That's pretty big. That's also pretty big. What's the size of this? So like 73 workers. Yeah, we want to do 75, 97 is probably a better, right about a better number for us there. So if we do a little something like this, okay, should be able to connect that up quite nicely. We can obviously stretch into this direction as well. There's still some room for maybe a public facility over here. Maybe we need to bring in some more of these big guys right up on the road here. We can also run the back side of that. So what I'll do is I will go ahead and bring in a little something right over here. Okay, and to its back we will do a similar thing. So we'll have a road that goes around. So we'll do something like this. Try and offset it a little bit. Okay, but we want to make sure there's a little bit of room going on. Maybe we'll grab now a little something that looks a little different. Something like that. Ooh. Maybe actually something like this is the right one for us. Let's do the slightly bigger one. That's the big one. Yeah, so if we do a little something like this, that should be fairly workable as a block. So there's a few, and we can continue to expand it. I'm not going to do any more than that just now. I will actually we'll just kind of fast forward. Let's quickly do our final road connections through here. So I wanted to do a little bit of this, try and get it as straight as possible. We'll get a road over here. We'll try and run this a little bit straight along there as well. We've got two connections over here, which I'm okay with. It's fine. And then what we'll do is we will try and run a bit of a, can we do a little bit of a, no, let's rather run, what I'll do is I'll grab just this kind of mud track to the back here so we can make use of both sides of that. We will just bring it in there. We'll tie that in, and so we can tie some stuff on the other side like that as well. Let's grab our footpaths, which I'm going to obviously run straight down this side over here. We're going to run something like this. We're going to make sure we tie in plenty of these. We don't necessarily need to tie in all of them, but we will tie in plenty of them. So I'll do a connection up to there. We'll tie in over there. We'll tie that one over there. So there's tons of connections that's going to occur. We'll run a connection onto that side so that we can actually get there. Nice. All of these things. The same thing over here though. Let's connect this straight through there. We'll tie these in. Nice, nice. And we'll run a little something straight up along the side here. And what we can also do is we can just tie these straight across to the other side over here also. And what I'll do is we will make some connections in there and over there. So there's tons of options for people to get across, and once we build some stuff over there we will see. Okay guys, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to speed it up so you don't have to worry too much about what's going on. This is going to cost us a lot of money. I will go ahead and build the rail and everything, and then I'll just get everything built. So I will see you once our town of Bbrzysk and I'm sure some of you can pronounce that much better than I can, is up and running. So I'll see you in just a bit. Okay guys, I'm back. So our very first town is up and running. I've added some fire trucks to our fire station over here, or fire engines. I've added a couple of ambulances over here to this small clinic. What I've realized is we don't have any power whatsoever, so we need to quickly have a look at that. So let's quickly see if we go with power infrastructure and we see what kind of substations we need to place. It seems like two properly placed substations will actually deal with, I think, most of the power needs. So something along this edge over here is kind of what I have in mind. And maybe, yeah, we'll have to see how exactly we do that. But something on this edge over here will give us a little bit of extra. So what I quickly want to grab is just get this road and extend it out. I'll auto build it, just that little piece there. I'll do a little section over there, just so that that helps me place things on those edges a little bit better. This one doesn't necessarily have to link up. We can link up kind of the next one that goes through. That's just a bit of town planning in me coming out. So now let's see. So so those are being built. So let's say we kind of place one, maybe something like that, and we'll auto build that with rubles over there. Then the other one that I want to place is maybe something like this. Okay, we can still put something to the back of it, and I believe that should quite comfortably cover all of the stuff that we're planning to do over here. So we'll do that. We'll get those quickly built out over there. Now what we need to do is run our big power line from here. Okay, so we will go ahead, grab ourselves the heavy voltage lines that we tie in over there. Oh, I'm actually using a bit of a mod for, so let's run that fairly straight through there. Again, we'll run that up to, say, here. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I've got a mod here that's actually giving us a little bit better transformers. So if I look at the power transformers, here I have a small transformer that actually runs the heavy voltage line through it. So what I'll do is I will do, on this side of the road, I will do one that goes into that direction. Okay, and on the other side of the road, I will do one that runs in the other direction so that we can provide power into that direction as well. We will come up here and we will provide another one that runs kind of into this direction over here somewhere. Like so. And then that's going to be the end of it for now. Let's grab our high voltage again, and we will go ahead and link these together. This is going to be our high voltage kind of easement over here that's going to run straight through there. Then we're going to go with some medium voltage lines, and what I was wondering, that's 2.2, that's 1.2, and that's 0.65 medium voltage switch. So I generally like to run the medium voltage ones, but whether I need to, I'm not too sure. So what I'll do is I will run, yeah, let's just run it up the side of the road over here. So I'll go maybe up to, say, there. Okay. And then what I'll do is we will basically run it up alongside the road here. I'm going to try and get these things working a little bit more the way you would see them in real life by running them next to the side of the roads and stuff like that. So it's not just crazy amounts of cables everywhere. Similarly, this one will kind of run up here. So this is about the spot where the next road needs to go. And then what we'll do is actually, let's not do that right now. Let's grab an extra piece of road here. We'll just do it straight up like so. Then I'm going to go and grab our medium voltage lines. This one here, I'm going to run it up there. Okay, it will. So let's run it like that. Then I'm going to go across. Up along the side of the road here, and we will do our utmost to have this tie in. So that one, let's get rid of that. We'll try that one more time. If we do that, can we tie it in? No, we can't. So what I'm kind of wondering is maybe what we do is we run by like that. We run up there, we run up there, this is a bit of a mess, that one. So I'll probably redo that at some point, but I want to kind of try and keep it fairly clean. Okay, so there we go. Our power connection should be up and running. So let's switch that on right over here. Let's say import, and we'll just, I'm not sure we need to worry about. We'll just say max amount of voltage energy to be purchased, 100%, 10 megawatts. So we'll do that. So we've got that up and running. So everything here should in fact now be powered. So if I have a look at this, let's pause the game. Yes, those are powered. And if I look at this one over here, all of those are powered. So yes, so everything is now in fact powered. Okay, let's switch off the wireframe for a second. And now, so the next big thing is, so this is a pretty well laid out little section. We're going to make sure that we, let's grab another piece of road, and I actually want to bring it in. Maybe, yeah, something like that should be fine. Oh, it's not going to cross over here. So what we'll do is we will kind of do a little bit something like this. So it's a little bit more interesting, and we'll run it up over there. Okay, now we need an industry for these people to start working at, of course. Let's quickly have a look in terms of walking distance. Practically everything is walking distance, apart from the fact that we can't actually walk here. So what I thought we should do is let's grab some of these. We'll grab a connection straight across the other side, give it a little bit of extra room, and we're going to tie it up there and up there. And what I'm hoping is that this will in fact improve that walking distance a little bit. So now all of them are in fact connected, but we need to be mindful that we can't go too much further if we want the bus station to be connected. But that's okay, we don't necessarily need the bus station connected to everything. As it stands, it's pretty good. Where's the kindergartens over here? That should be well connected to... Why is that not connected? Hang on. Let's quickly fix a little bit of that. This is so important that these things are... Well, click on that. Let's get that built. I'm going to just go in here and quickly grab a little spot of... that runs up here. We'll tie that in there. We'll tie this over here. And I'm tempted to try and connect it up like so, and we'll even tie that in there. Okay, so if all of that's built, hopefully now the kindergarten is a little bit better connected. Still there's one spot here that's not properly connected, so, and that distance there is, oh, it's quite a distance actually. Anyway, that's fine. We're not going to bother with that too much. Okay, now we need our first industry, and we need to immediately sort ourselves out with some form of export product to the ruble side over here. This money seems like a lot now, but you know, we spent almost $1 million on just getting this up and running, and once we get to the big industrial pieces, that's going to be even bigger and worse. So what I'm thinking, we could do some basic industrial stuff over here. We could do some logging potentially up here. So let's quickly have a look. Let's see from an industry point of view, if we do a wood cutting post, yeah, we can pretty effectively clear a pretty big sizable area right here. So I think that is probably a good thing. We'll try and do that, and maybe we'll even do the sawmill right next to it, and from the sawmill we will go put that into a storage somewhere. So let's do that. We'll do one like so. We will grab the sawmill, we will place that right next to it, like this. Oh man, hang on, is that's not connected, right? I believe that's not powered. Okay, hang on. What I'm going to do is let's cancel this piece. Apologies for that. We'll cancel that. Now we've dropped a few trees there. I am going to need this to be a little closer to that. Okay, so we'll just place it in there. Okay, that's going to be it. So we get it powered. Okay, so that's a bit of a bummer. We're going to do a similar thing right over there. Okay, and what I'm also going to do is I'm going to grab a bus station so we can bring people in from that platform over here. So I'm just going to get this small little bus stop, trolley bus stop. No, small bus stop. And I'm thinking just like this maybe. Okay, something like that should be fine. Okay, it'll be okay, and then this will actually just be, we're just gonna go very basic road network out to here and up there, and we'll grab very basic pedestrian network, and we'll tie these things up like so. So now people can quite easily make use of all of that. So we can very quickly get our first vehicle depots in place, and I'm kind of tempted to do that probably somewhere out of the way over here. Let's grab a bit of a vehicle depot here. It is, where exactly? Vehicle depots, road vehicle depots over there, and a trolley bus depot. So I'm not too sure we're going to do trolley buses straight away. We need a vehicle depot fairly quickly. So what I'll do is I will place the vehicle depot a little something like that. That's actually a pretty useful spot for it right there, and it's going to be out of the way a little bit, but we will be able to deal with a fair bit. Okay, what I'll do is I'm going to purchase a couple of buses, something small. This actually, is there anything that does like 30 passengers? 7. So 52 seems to be about this. Oh, there's a 40 passenger one. I think that's about right. We can grab a couple of those. Though these are so much less expensive, I'd rather do that. 65, 85. Well, let's grab a couple of those guys. I'm not going to be worried about that too much. Let's have a quick look. Over here we need 30 people to work. We need some appliances. So fell tree capacity. Oh, so we don't have the fancy stuff just yet. Anything that we can purchase from the NATO allies with dollars? No. So anyway, open hull is all that we're gonna get here. We don't have any fell tree capacity pieces just yet. So what we'll do is we'll just grab a couple of these guys. 4.5. Let's grab a couple of those guys in there. Hopefully that should be sufficient. This is still being built. Okay, now what we'll do is we'll get our very first piece of production going. So I'll say come over here. And that's quite interesting. There's going to be a pretty tough ride to get out here and then come and drop off over there. We'll copy that route and we'll start the bus. Okay, we will paste it to the other bus. And we'll kind of wait till that bus gets all the way up there. So we'll speed it up just a tad. Oh, the ambulance is doing its thing. Is there a road connection here that's not been built? Oops, let's get that road connection built as well. Okay, that guy Oh, that's the ambulance. Okay, there goes the bus. We'll get the bus to go up there, and once it reaches around this spot there, we'll get the other bus to start to go and pick up some people. So do we have people in here? We've got 17 workers that will straight away start working this. Okay, so we will start getting those vehicles out there, going to fell trees. Yeah, so there we go. Immediately people are felling trees. We'll load them on the trucks and we will start. Ooh, actually the piece that I've missed is we in fact need a forklift connection between the two. The forklift connection piece is has been much improved in this game. So immediately that is starting to work. So we are starting to get some boards up and running over here. What I will do is, do we have an extra forklift connection somewhere? We in fact do. So I can get a small storage facility over here next to it. So let's go and have a look. Storage, it will be open storage. The big one needs a flat terrain. Honestly, this is as flat as they come, buddies. Why? Hang on. That is weird. Switch on the wireframe so I can see. Oh man, guys, this is as flat as they come. There is a little bit of a weirdness going on right over here now. On this side, it seems to work. There's just a little... Oh, there it works. What? There's a little section here that it just doesn't want to... It just doesn't want to. So if I... Oh, there it goes. That was very weird. So what I'll do is I'll just do this. I believe you can increase the length of the operation now. But what we'll do is we'll put the boards... shall I do it the other way around? No, I shall not. It'll have to be this way around, so I'll do that. Okay, we'll build it out right over there. We will go and grab our forklift sections. There's all kinds of stuff we can do now. Can we connect straight up? We will connect straight up, so that's awesome. At the same time, we'll have to do a road probably into this direction, which isn't too bad. So let's grab our main road pieces. Maybe we'll do a little section of road that's going to kind of run up like this. Alternatively, let's grab this one and we'll just do a very basic section. Can I tie this in? Yeah, I can. We'll just do a very basic section like that. So now that's all connected. We can in fact build some rail here, and we will. You need to accept... Oh, it is already filling up with boards. So perfect. So that is great stuff. So there we go. That's our very first production industry. We can almost immediately start exporting boards. Let's have a quick look what the boards is going to cost. Because I think it is important that even though we don't have tons, we won't make tons of cash from it, it's important that we do get some stuff exported so that at least we can combat the spend that we do. If we have a look at what we are actually importing at the moment, that goes up quite substantially. So you very quickly need to start exporting stuff. So we'll try, and can we actually limit the amount that is in or out or something like that? We can just limit the percentages. But anyway, what we'll do is, I believe, no wood. So is this just very slow? Oh, we don't have many workers over here. Oh, the trucks have gone to go and refuel. Okay, that's okay. That's okay. Let's grab an extra truck. Okay, just so that we can get things done a little quicker and they don't refuel all at the same time all the time. And I think that should kind of work fairly well. Okay, so that's the very first piece. I think we'll set up... so we've got a refueling piece over there. What we'll do is we'll set up some stuff to to straight away go and export. So we'll buy one vehicle over here, an open hull that can transport a fair bit of wood at a decent speed. Something like that, for instance, can load 13 tons of boards, and what we'll do is we will go and run those boards out. This is 62, that's at 70, so that's probably a better option. Overall, that's just not enough. So 12 tons at 70, 13 tons at 62. Let's just do another one of these. We'll grab that one. We're just going to do the one so we don't overuse our boards, but we have some kind of good use for it. So we'll say we're going to pick up boards over here and we're going to drop it off over there and export it. So what we'll do is we will load boards, wait until fully loaded. We'll come over here and we will wait until fully unloaded, unload all the boards and get cracking. Oh, no. Get cracking, buddy. Straight away. There you go. Nice. So that's up and running. Let's switch off the wireframe. And so that's the starting point for something of an industry. At least people are starting to work a little bit over there. The next thing that I'm going to want to do is plan out, and we've got a couple more minutes, so maybe let's plan out a little area over here for mining. So let's say if we grab coal, what is closest here? Why is that? Why are you being a pain? So there's some coal up here that we can grab. Alternatively, it's a pretty far distance. So what I'm thinking is probably most appropriate for us to just pick up coal right here and bus people in to come and work there. And what we can do is we can get this down to a railway line that will run right in here, and then we can start exporting coal. Processed coal is what I would be looking to export. We'll start by doing that. Okay, so let's close this down. This is an awesome spot for a bit of coal mine. It's not the best. Ooh, there's a nice spot right there. Right there. That's a little far away though. Well, this isn't much better. Yeah, so it seems, ooh, next to the side of the road. Not the best. That's a little brighter, but yeah, anything on this side that I may have missed? No, nothing on this side, which is fine. I was kind of expecting there not to be anything on this side. I know this area doesn't have any of the big oiliness, but right over here, potentially, this spot right over here, we can actually grab a bit of coal and then get that straight out. That is pretty close to town, actually. I think it's worth our while to just do that. So what I'll do is I'm going to grab this little section right in here. I'm going to do that so we can actually run a conveyor and load a train with some stuff here. So I'll just put a mine. Is this the brightest little section right here? So it's not going to be the best quality, but we'll do it. Put that. Oh, actually, we need to get that sorted. See, all of that is already expensive, so we'll get that built straight away. With that built, I just want to see what's the quality of the product here. Oh, it's still under construction. There's a lot of work that happens underground, presumably. Get that built. We'll get ourselves a road connection and we'll try and get something loaded over there. I'm very keen to see the quality of this. 31% is not the worst. In a very green spot, you sometimes just get like 40 or 50, so that's not too bad. Let's grab ourselves a bit of a road connection over here. Okay, we'll kind of link it up like that. We need to connect some power up here straight away. But I'll quickly plan out in the next couple of minutes. I'll quickly plan out what we're going to do. So we would want a coal storage as a first instance. So we need aggregate storage I would like to do pretty large aggregate storage. So this area, okay, what we could do is we will get our aggregate storage right next to this piece here, but we'll probably need to run it from that side. Okay, so we'll do a little something like this. We'll bring everything a little bit closer together. So we'll do aggregate storage over here. We'll try and get it as close to the lines as possible. So do that, we'll get that. Oh, the one tip that I forgot to give you guys is that you actually need a construction yard. Hang on. Give me a big construction yard. And this is one of the things with the mods. I've got a huge construction yard that gives 32 vehicles. And this is one of the things that is extremely, extremely, extremely useful. Because it allows you to just do the construction so much quicker. So let's place it over there. I think that's going to be appropriate next to the side of that. Okay, so that should be built. What we'll do is we will run the gravel road in that direction over there. We'll tie those in. Okay, what I'll also do is I'll purchase some vehicles over here. So this time, what we've missed out on doing is, and we didn't flatten that much terrain, but if you buy excavators, okay, so I'll grab 1, 2, 3, 4 excavators over there. I'll also grab a couple of bulldozers, 2 of them, and that should help you out in terms of excavating and doing things like that. At the moment, we don't have any other bits and bobs like... we can't pick up all the construction materials just yet, so that's going to be a bit of an issue just at the moment. But this flattening out could have been done cheaper. We are doing pretty well though. So let's quickly get back to our infrastructure pieces over here. I believe I'm going to have to do a little something like this. So we'll see about that. If I build this guy over here, okay, like so, then we'll connect these up. That'll work, and well, I'll do a little bit of that so we get that in place there. Now, what we need to do is we need to make sure that there are, okay, so what I could do is I can have a unloading facility over here for the train, okay? And this one I might not build just yet. So if we go train aggregate unloading first, okay, and I don't want to build it, we're just going to leave it in place. So the train needs to run kind of something like this maybe. I hate it that we don't, can we get it? Oh, can we get it a little finer? Ah, so if you hold control, it does get it a little finer. So let's place it maybe something like that. So if that's an aggregate unloader, we should be able to get the pieces. Oh, actually over here somewhere, so we can get it on that side of the road. So we can get it in there. Good stuff. So if we bring in other coal from elsewhere, we can use this same facility. So we'll place that guy right over there. Now, what we're going to need to do is we will want to process the coal and then load it so that it can go, and processed coal can be exported and we can make a little bit of money of that. So if we go coal processing facility, and this will cost us a fair bit to build as well. Okay, so you would want us to load that from this angle, for instance. Okay, and we probably need to build, yeah, that's fine. If we do that, okay, let's move it out a little bit. If there's one thing that I've learned, it's that you want to put these things, space these things out a little bit more appropriately because you have the room. So I want to build the processing facility somewhere like this. Move it up that way just a tad. Okay, so we'll, but the other problem that you don't want to do is you don't want to necessarily have these very far away, because then you won't be able to work, have the workers be dropped off in one central spot. Okay, but that's kind of the spot that I'm thinking. We can connect these via conveyor, and then from there we will need another aggregate storage facility. Truck unloading, we can probably do truck unloading here somewhere as well. That would also work. We'll have a look. Okay, then we'll go back to storage. We'll grab another large aggregate storage. We'll do that in here somewhere. Okay, maybe a little something like that, for instance. We'll move them away a little bit, and then we'll get the train. Actually, so let's get the train aggregate loading facility. And now my question is, do we run these side by side with a potential line straight through the middle? I'm not opposed to it. I'm not opposed to running a line right in the middle there and having these two facilities. Alternatively, we can run them in line, but actually I think having them side by side is probably a little bit of a better operation. So we'll leave a little bit of space so that all the pieces can be used. So we'll do a little something like that. Now we've got room for a double rail to potentially run straight down the middle over here. Okay, so we'll have a little bit of room there to deal with it. So get us that aggregate loading facility. Aggregate storage. It's like this. Okay, that should be fine. We should be able to connect that up quite easily. Maybe a little something like that. That's okay. We'll do that. There we go. We obviously need some roads. We need a little bit of a bus station over here. And then this is going to be our coal processing facility. Basic, and it'll be expandable to some extent, and then we'll be able to go and export this straight away over there, which is going to be awesome. Guys, I'm going to put a cut in this episode right here. I will get all of this finished up, and in the next episode we will start processing coal. All of this will be built and we will start processing coal. From there, we will then start looking at maybe getting iron obtained somewhere, but we'll also start looking at starting to process all the bits and pieces that we need to do our very own construction with these lovely big yards that we have over here. Then we'll start looking at how exactly we're going to start tying into the other towns, getting people to move over here, connecting different spots all along. And I think what we'll probably end up doing is we'll do little towns all along the side of the river using this rail line connection straight in there. My question is, do we, and I think we're fine, we've got a bit of a bypass facility through there, so we can just get the vehicles to stop at certain areas. So we'll have to see if this is the best solution or not. Guys, this is the first episode, so if you love this kind of stuff, if you enjoyed Workers in the Resources Service Republic, please hit that like button. Come and join us in the Discord. I'll leave the link in the description below. And yeah, come and have good discussion on this. I really enjoy this game. This is one of the most intensive city builder games that I've ever played. It just takes hours and hours of your time to kind of lay this out, build this, and once you get things to start actually operating by themselves, this game is awesomely fun, or that's my opinion of it at least. So this is kind of how you lay out a good little start for Workers in the Resources Service Republic. See you next time. Bye bye.